Hello, chat. What is up? Oop, let me go. Is it working? Nope. Wait. There we go. Why is it so zoomed in? Second. There you go. We still have cat cam. Oh, bye. Yes, yes, thank you. Undertale soundtrack. Lower down. Alright. Today, we are playing the Burn the Midnight Oil demo that I signed up for with Foxglove Games. They're pretty cool. You guys should check them out. Over on Twitch, if you do Foxglove, you can get all their info and shit like that. So they have a Kickstarter going, they have a demo on Steam, as well as h.io, and other stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Boo's excited, can't you tell? Isn't that right, kiddo? She's just excited because I gave her treats before the stream. Right. Nope. She's abandoning me. She doesn't get to. She gets to my lap now. Oh, there we go. No cat cam. Sorry. She's abandoned. Alright. So, let's just kind of hop into it. Let's move over to gaming. And let's open the game. I opened it earlier, but I wanted to just do a fresh open when doing it this way, to hopefully get everything working. Boo went to leave from the camera. She's now camera shy, apparently. She's just sitting in my lap, currently. She's very cute. Right? Very cute. I know. She's funny. Ugh. Right, I need to move this over here so I can actually see it. Okay. Let's see. Doing game capture properties. I wanna capture this. Question mark? Hey, there we go. Perfect. I think music's fine. I think you guys can hear me still. And we're gonna play this. I'm very excited to play this. Hi, Ronnie. How you doing, Ronnie? What's up? About to play some Burn in the Midnight Oil demo. Very exciting. Ugh. I'm sick from my meds. Oof. Yikes. Here. You get slight cat cam. She's in my lap, so you can't really see her very well, but she's hanging out. Boo says get better. Right? Yeah? Yeah, you say that for sure. Ready? There you go. Just... Stop it. There we go. Wait, yikes. You need to rest, my friend. Sleep. That is what you need. Get some rest. But thank you for stopping by. But you should sleep. Or something. Feel better. I don't know how to help you from that. I'm only so magical. You can enjoy some Burn the Midnight Oil with me, I guess. Exciting. Teehee. Girl's nice. Okay, that's good. Well, I'm gonna get into the game. You can have me talk, because I'm talking a lot for this game. So, you ready for that, chat? New game. Alright. Oh, we're absolutely playing Cersei. As much as Dante's interesting, Cersei, unknown, vampire, private investigator, maker. For 2 decades, Cersei has stalked the streets of North Haven as a private investigator. Accompanied by her sidekick Edgar, she mostly deals with trivial jobs like catching cheating spouses, finding missing pets, and slaying vampires. In recent years, Cersei lost her passion for detective work, but the city isn't done with her just yet. When she is approached by 2 different clients looking for the same person, she decides to take on one last case. Interesting. Alright. Lame. This is funny. If we go back, I mean, we can look at what Dante. Let's see. Date of birth 2/7/1953. Demi Hellhound. Werewolf. Demi Werewolf? Occupation. Eating hot. What? Orion Walker. Oren Walker. Oren Walker? Orion? One of them. Several years ago, Dante struck a deal with Oren, Orion, a former friend of his mother, stuck in North Haven ever since. Dante unwillingly worked as a cop. He spends his nights chasing criminals, waiting for the day when he could finally fulfill his end of the deal. At last, Orion puts Dante on his final case. There's a suspicious new drug in the market. He wants Dante to investigate it, but the roots of this problem might be more dangerous than they ever thought. Okay. Dante is interesting. But Cersei. We might play as both. We're gonna definitely play as Cersei, but we might play as both. Museum explosion. Okay. Let's go into it. Let's get into this. Somewhere. Don't remember the month. 1968. Something not quite human sits at the edge of a stranger's bed, leisurely lapping at the blood coating her fingertips, savoring her leftovers. She turns her head to stare at tonight's meal. A handsome man, currently lost inside his dreams. She wants to be certain she's not imagining the steady rise and fall of his chest. The last thing she needs is a trail of bodies leading them to her. But even the imprints of her teeth on his fair skin have already faded. When he wakes up tomorrow, his memories of the entire night of her, too, will be gone. He'll go on with his life like he had never met her. He'll get married, have a kid or two, grow old, die. She'll remember him for a while, but she won't be sad about it, or miss him, or even ponder what could have been. He's not the first male whose bed she seduced herself into, and he could never be the last. So pretty. Her eyes trace the stranger's features one last time, searching it in vain for a different face. His face. Or your humanity was stolen from you. You could have been anything like this. Could you have been anything like this man? Or have you always worn your penchant for this destruction with unbridled pride? When the stranger stirs in his sleep, she accepts that she won't find whatever she's looking for here. The time has come to part ways. By the way, look at this art. It's so good. Yo, hey, what's up? Over on TikTok. I'm glad you stopped by and say hi. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Oh, touch that. Didn't mean to touch the thing over there. Well, thanks for stopping by and say hi. I miss you too, dude. You're so far away. Sad. Miss you. Thanks for coming to say hi. We're playing some Burn the Midnight Oil. I was streaming for a bit, so, but yeah, no. We gotta play games or something sometime soon. Okay, 100%. I must come to part ways. All right. Oh, sweet dreams, Arthur. At least she thinks that was his name. Who knows? Let me move the camera so I make her. It is midnight, and I'm writing to you from yet another city whose name I couldn't be bothered to learn. I'm not sure what day it is or how long it's been since I bid you goodbye for the last time. Maybe it's been days, maybe it's been weeks, maybe it's even been years. Since your death, I haven't had anywhere to call home. I only stayed in one place long enough to take shelter for a while. While the sun is out, and then I'm back on the prowl. It's mostly men. I desperately want them to remind me of you, even though none of them look anything like you I knew. Living or dead, I suspect no one will ever remind me of you. I should probably be grateful for that, shouldn't I? Maker. I have taken to hunting every night just to keep sane, but I don't think it's working. I fear I might have lost my mind long ago without noticing. At least I don't think it's I'm making things worse. At least I'm keeping busy, which means I have less time to think. It's a good thing. If I think too hard or too long, I'll start thinking of you. I make bad decisions when I think of you. Maker. Remember how you always used to say that creatures like us weren't made for rules? I always disagreed, but only out of spite. We both knew you were right. I hate being told what to do. I hate it so much. Fuck everything up for myself and just to do the opposite. I miss it now, though. If you were here, I wouldn't have these doubts. I wouldn't have to worry about right or wrong. You would make all the decisions. You alone would be responsible for the terrible, terrible consequences of our actions. Without you, I find that I am no longer just lonely. I'm alone. You promised me even death cannot part us. So why didn't you take me with you? Shit. She slinks away from the crowds, seeking shelter in the shadows of the nearest alleyway. Shit, shit, shit! So this is it. After all those years leads to this? She's still doing the exact same bullshit she used to do when she was trailing after him. Only now she's doing it alone. And to what end? Oh well, Boo's right here, she's hanging out. She says hi. And to what end? What is the point of living like this? Hell, can we even call it living? What? She almost doesn't dare say it. What if I just ended it? She's already died once. Her second death doesn't even have to count. Some might call it suicide, but Cersei gave up on heaven a long time ago, if such a place even exists. She was barred from entry many murders ago. All things must end someday. Perhaps it's now my turn. That thought brings her to a strange sense of peace. She slows her heart down, leans her head back against the brick wall, and just listens. She hears traffic. She hears laughter. She hears music. She hears colleagues stumbling to the next bar, arguing over who owes the next round. She hears couples spilling out of the cinema, giggling, necking at whatever couples do. She really, really strains her ears. She can hear a couple of homeless drunks laughing their asses off over a joke that definitely doesn't deserve such unfiltered glee. It all sounds like life. Fuck. I have a cat hair on my face. It's making me itchy. Fuck. All these years. And she's ready to kick the bucket because what? Because he's gone? She can't even make a year without him? How is that fair? It's not fair at all. It's stupid, and worst of all, it's humiliating. She's mourned enough, doubted her decisions enough. She wants to live, so she's going to live. Yeah, that's right. She'll keep going out of pure fucking spite if that's what they'll take. Oh. Something drives through her chest, narrowly missing her undead heart. Uh-oh. Rude. There's a heartbeat, beating so violently it has to hurt. It takes her longer than it should to remember that this can't be hers. Whoa. Her eyes shift from the improvised stake in her chest to the man responsible for it. Perhaps he's more a boy than a man. He can't be a lot older than what she was when she was changed. Not that any of that matters right now. A stake to the heart. How medieval of you. The boy doesn't respond. He's busy watching the horror as she rips the stake out of her chest. Metal as fuck, by the way. She doesn't flinch at the pain. It's there, like an insistent little bug, but it doesn't really hurt. Never does anymore. But may I offer you some advice for the next time you try to murder one of us? Don't bother with the classics. crosses, garlic, all that nonsense. None of it works. Except the sun, but she's not stupid to admit. So she's not stupid, she's admitting, omitting that part. Oh. Rude. Cat left. Don't be afraid. She takes a step forward. He's trembling now, but still, not a word. You're the one who tried to kill me. Shouldn't I be the one to fear you? She catches her hand right before it touches his face. She hadn't even realized she was reaching for him. It's a bad habit of hers. She's always cold. She's always reaching for warmth. So why don't we play a game? Why don't you guess what can kill me? She doesn't like the silence. She wants to make him talk. If you get it right, I'll even reward you. Generous, no? More silence. This isn't some trick. I find you vaguely entertaining, so I tend to let you keep your life either way. Still silence. Bro, talk to me. Goddamn. She stomps her foot in frustration, seeping through. You're not going to talk to me at all? Bro, there's so much cat hair. Everywhere. I blame my cat, obviously. He's not even meeting her eye anymore. She follows his gaze downward. Ugh, men. Interesting choice of priorities. Checking out my boobs like that. Checking my boobs at a time like this. That checks. What? No, that's vile. I would never do that. He speaks. Well, now I'm offended. What's wrong with my boobs? Nothing. I think. I mean, I wouldn't know because I wasn't looking at your chest area. I'm not that kind of man. Then what kind of man are you? He ignores the question. I was looking at that. He gestures wildly to the hole in her chest. That would also do it, I feel. Oh. Or rather where the hole used to be, less than a minute ago. It's already healed, like it was never there. Another reason that luck isn't on your side tonight. I just fed. What? I just fed, so I heal faster. The blank, stupid look upon his face is oddly endearing. Do you know nothing about our biology, idiot? What did you say to me? I called you an idiot. Would you like me to repeat that? He whips out a knife and security knew what he was hiding the pocket of his coat. Don't patronize me. He points the blade at her. Or call me an idiot. If you behave like an idiot, I'm gonna call you an idiot. Simply smarten up if that bothers you. You think I care what you think of me, you leech? Evidently you're not particularly good at hiding your thoughts. Why are you dragging this out? I'll never beg a vampire for my life if that's what you're waiting for, so just kill me and be done with this already. She sort of, kind of, not really tries to stifle her laugh. It pisses him off even more. Bro, I fucking love Cersei. Bro, my queen. Queen shit for sure. What's so funny? Sorry, it's just your accent. I only realized it now, but it's so British. Uh-oh, he's British. Welcome to North Haven, England, where quite literally everyone talks like this. Oh, so that's where we are. She looks around, taking in her surroundings for the first time. Not sure how she got here, but it doesn't matter anymore, does it? She's here now. You're not from here. What gave it away? Your accent. You're American? When it's convenient. Suppose it doesn't matter where you came from, you still fit in perfectly with the other bloodthirsty freaks in this city. Ha! Ha! You amuse me. I definitely can't kill you now. Why not? Why, you almost sounded disappointed. Of course not. But it doesn't matter now. What I want, you should do it anyway. Why? Because we both can't walk away from this. It doesn't work that way. Says who? He rolls his eyes. How about this? If you don't kill me first, I'm going to stab you in the back as you walk away. With that silly little kitchen knife? I've seen babies with stronger grip on their toys than what you've got on that. His grip loosens. What? Meanwhile, I could kill you with minimal effort right here, right now. I could snap your skinny little neck with my bare hands and not even break a sweat. Only that wouldn't be very fun now, would it? I don't kill as often as you may think, or I like to take pleasure in when I do. I'd make it slow, slice her neck, but keep the cup shallow enough that I could suck the blood out. I prefer to drink it straight from the tap, you see, more intimate that way. It's like I need water. Once I've drained you, I'll dump your corpse behind one of these bins and skip town. By the time someone finds you, I'll be long gone. Nobody will even know I was here. He lowers his knife, averting his... Oh. What happened to my keyboard and mouse is disconnected for some reason. What the fuck? Why we do that? Don't do that. Stop that. He lowers his knife, averting his eyes to stare at nothing in particular. Do what you want. Oh. Are things lagging? Why are things lagging? Let's make sure things are closed. Okay. Better? Hopefully. Okay, back to it. Do what you want. There's no one left who would care enough to try to find me anyways. She recognizes the frustration in his eyes all too well. She's seen it countless times in her own reflection. Can vampires see their reflection in this? Monsters took someone from him, just like monsters took someone from her. Well, no one will have to. As I keep saying, I'm not going to kill you. Hers to object, but she lifts a finger. That's enough to shut him up. And you can't kill me. You're bold, I'll give you that, but I don't think you could kill even the weakest of us. You're not strong enough, and that's not an insult or a slight against your ego, or even an attempt to undermining you. It's just simple. It is simply fact. You are too weak. Ooh. My cat came back. She wants to say hi. Oh, here, sit in my lap. You're fine. Thank you. You are too weak. Don't you think you're underestimating me a little too much? No. I see you exactly as you are. You're no threat to me. You're no threat to anyone. You want revenge, but for whatever reason, you can't kill the one you actually want dead, so you poured all your resentment into the first vampire you could find. Me, apparently. And maybe you thought it'd be an easy kill. Maybe you really thought you could do it. But if I had to guess, I think you knew you'd fail. I think you wanted to die. I imagine you've changed your mind by now. Staring death in the face, you're no longer so tough. Still, your pride prevails, and even if anything, I just said happened to be the truth, you'd never admit it. Would you? He drops the knife on the ground, so she knows that she's got him. He's not weak because he feels fear, or because he looks at her like she's a person deserving of empathy, or worse, sympathy. He's weak because he was born that way. Cersei was much stronger when she met the one who made her. Her maker had spent an eternity mastering the art of pretending to be something he'd never be again. Yet, when she laid eyes on him, she still seen what he really was. A monster. But, even knowing that, she still lost him. She's still been too weak. Not anymore, though. If you'd like, I could teach you. Seeing his confusion, she elaborates. How to kill vampires, I mean. You would teach me how to kill your own kind? Yeah, why not? No matter how much of an idiot you think I am, you surely don't believe I think... Surely you don't think I believe that's a genuine offer. Your kind prey on the weak, but you're loyal to your own. Even I know that much. He's not wrong, contrary to popular belief. Most vampires are social creatures. They thrive when they're together. In theory, at least. Reality is more complicated. It's frowned upon, I know, but I don't mind offending people. As a matter of fact, it just might be my favorite pastime. So it's not just me, you're insufferable with everyone. How dare you? But yes. Yes, I am. She offers a hand with a smile far too dangerous for anyone sensible to trust. God, I love her. My queen. What do you say? Do we have a deal? Making a deal with the devil? I don't know why I'm doing that. Anyways, do we have a deal? Only an idiot would strike a deal with the devil like you. Hey, that's what I said. Or someone moderately desperate. A moderately desperate idiots then. Sighing, he takes her hand. She bites back a grin. Before I forget, what's your name? Edgar James Thorne. That sounds so pretentious. I'm just gonna call you Eddie, okay? If you must. What about you? What's your name? If I told you, would you even use it? Well, yes? That's what people do, isn't it? They call each other by their name, one another's names. It's been a while since anyone has used her name, but she supposed it would be rude to withhold it from him now. They call me Cersei. So you may. So may you. His grip on her hand tightens. I want to ask you something, Cersei. Yes? When you taught me all that you can, what's gonna stop me from killing you? She allows herself to grin now, showing him all her teeth. Nothing but your own compassion. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we're getting into it. North Haven, 1986. Okay, we've jumped forward. Like, almost 20 years, I think. Oh! Isn't Edgar's like her fucking sidekick, right? I read that. I'm just dumb. So that's how they met. I like it. Okay. It's interesting. I like it. Finding Elysium isn't difficult. The dark doesn't bother Cersei the way it might others. Even if it did, she navigated these tunnels enough times that she remembered each step. It's getting inside that possesses some trouble. It wasn't always such a hassle. Cersei was once a regular at Elysium, cautiously welcomed by its patrons because of her relationship with Lazarus. It's been 6 or so years since she's been warned to never show her face again. Of course, that was a flimsy ban that never stopped her before, nor will it stop her tonight. The bouncer standing guard cut straight to the point. Since you managed to find your way here, I'll take it you got an invite. It's not a question. Lazarus paid a pretty penny for the spells that ensure only those with an invitation will ever reach Elysium. It's interesting. Fortunately for Cersei, no one remembered the spell that when she was banned. Aw, you don't recognize me. Oh, we get to see her. She's so pretty. Look at her. My queen. Aw, don't you recognize me? Should I? Yes. But given that she doesn't recognize him either, he's probably no. Lucky me. What do they call you? He might not recognize her, but they've definitely been warned of her name. She thinks quickly. Donna. It's not going to be on the list, but that doesn't need to be on the list with what her talent is for. Donna. He flips to the guest list and hits the bottom of the last page. Yeah, no Donna. He takes a more aggressive stance, but it's all vibrato. He reeks of insecurity. She will gladly exploit that. It's been a while. I'm gonna be rusty. Let's persuade him. Ha! Well, of course I'm not on that list. I'm not one of your every night patrons. I've been personally invited by your boss. The monster shuffles his feet. red eyes running over her form. When Cersei smiles, he nervously smiles back. You're certainly his type. Still, I can't let you in on the word alone. If you wait here, I'll quickly confirm with Nisha. Cersei rests a hand on his bare forearm, leaning forward with a dangerous grin. You should trust me. I have no reason to lie to you. Right? Right. That was easy. Compulsion isn't mind control. She can't force people to be entirely transgress their own nature. It simply sways people in a certain direction. Different methods, seduction, intimidation, persuasion, works on different people. The weaker the will, the farther she can push them. With enough practice, the right target, you can convince someone to do almost anything. Now, may I come in? Does she need to be invited in? What? Oh yeah, of course you can. He shakes his head, still in a daze, and steps aside. Sorry about that. I'll get it all sorted with Nisha, so you're on the list next time. How sweet of you. Just like that, she's in. Elysium. The only sanctuary in the city for creatures of the night. Since the 70s, Elysium has been the epicenter haven for vamps to gather and feast without repercussion. Donors, that's what they call these humans selling their blood here. Some of them are natural masochists, taking pleasure of being fed on. Others are only here to make some good money. Most are here for both. For both. A select few loonies came in here with dreams of one day becoming vampires themselves. But to my knowledge, few, if any, have had the honor of experiencing the change. It's nearly a year since Cersei last set foot in Elysium. One quick look around promptly reminds her why she's been avoiding this hellhole. Nothing changed. Everything's exactly the same. Cersei inhales, her stale lungs breathing the irresistible starchiness scent of blood. The familiarity should comfort her in the city that's rapidly changing. More so now than ever. Elysium's been one of her only constants, but it gets so damn boring. Among the 40 to 50 something vamps who permanently reside inside North Haven, Cersei can count on one hand which ones aren't regulars at Elysium. They're a tight-knit group who come here night after night to dance, drink, and smooch. As for what brings Cersei here herself tonight, the same reason she always comes to Elysium. She's looking for someone. Let's see. He double-checks the picture of a client. The client provided. It's an old photograph, a blonde guy. Cute if you're in his age group, with baby blue eyes and a smile that's just up to no good. Basically, I'm looking for a less alive version of this guy. Cool. She scans the dance floor for a mop of blonde girls, but there's no one. Either our intel is off, and he's not here yet, or, like most of us, he's taken a different look. He's taken it on a different look in this new life. It's annoying they don't have more recent pictures, but this is what the client offered, and Edgar couldn't find anything more recent. For now, she should find someone who might have a better idea of where she can find him. Nisha... I'm gonna go find Nisha. I think that's how this goes. Lazarus may have founded Elysium, but he's right hand who runs the place. As a human, Nisha hasn't been a popular choice for the job. She fought hard to earn the patron's respect. Now everyone, human or vamp, Elysium turns to Nisha when they got a problem. And anyone who messes with Elysium's equilibrium will now have to answer to her wrath. I'll have to talk to her if I want to get anything done. Ignoring the urge to make the objectively worst decision, Cersei goes in looking for Nisha. It doesn't take long for her to find her. She's in her favorite spot, leaned back against the bar, singing her handling haphazardly, and her red lips. That did not come out right. The way her eyes curve in amusement when she spots Cersei says more than words could ever. Is that who I think it is? Welcome back from the dead, babe. I wouldn't call Nisha a friend, but we do get along. It helps that Nisha's a businesswoman. Though her loyalties will always be to Lazarus and Elysium, Nisha appreciates making a little extra on the side when she can. Only instead of selling her own blood, she sells information. That makes her more valuable to Cersei than any donor ever could be. Missed me? I guess it does get pretty dead around here without you. No pun intended. She puts out her cig on the bar counter. Where have you been to this past? Shit, has it been a year already? Let's tell the truth. Ignoring how Nisha's obviously been keeping tabs on her after all. It's her job to track potential patrons and threats. Cersei elects to play nonchalant. Been lazy lately. Asked Eddie to accept a few cases for a while. That's a shame. I thought you were one of the lucky few to still be actually enjoying your job. So did I. Oh, hi, boo-boo. Oh. I take it you still enjoy yours. Most nights. Anyways, who said that you're only allowed to break the ban when you've got shit to do? Because you could just show up here for fun. A couple years ago, Cersei might have agreed with her. But now, messing with Lazarus and his ridiculous ban isn't just fun as it used to be. Maybe because I've been doing this for 6 years straight, honestly, the bigger surprise is that I haven't gotten bored of it sooner. Could you really be encouraging me to break the rules? Probably not, but who's gonna tell? Nish tips her head towards the bar. How about a drink before you share what brings you here? My treat. I'm good. You're turning on a free drink? I'm not thirsty. Nish smiles like she doesn't believe her, and she would be right not to. Thirst is never fully satisfied. Fortunately, Nish is a lot more respectful of boundaries than Cersei's ever been. She knows not to push. You don't mind if I make myself one, do you? Be my guest. Nish slips behind the counter, playfully hip-checking the bartender on service to make more space for her. Bartender shakes their head at her with a smile. Nisha, trying to steal my job again? Work harder, and I won't be able to. Who's this? Oh right, Jude, meet Cersei. Cersei, this is... Actually, I don't think I care. That's crazy. Okay, I want to see this save. No. Return? So, was it like a past history? No, okay. Yeah. Actually, I don't think I care. But you just asked. You know what? Never mind. Dude looks more amused than offended. So you're the one they call Cersei. And weren't you banned for forever? No one actually cares about that, except maybe Lazarus, depending on his mood. And why do you continue to make it a pain in the ass for me every time I visit? Does it matter? You always find a way in, don't you? No thanks to you. Cersei eyes Jude, who's watching their interactions with strange interest. You are new. Sort of. Jude, you said. Yeah. Like, song? Their skin can't flush, but they still look bashful. Like the song. The attention returns to Nisha. Why are there so many new faces? First the bouncer, and now this one? Jude isn't new. They worked here for quite a while now. They used to be a donor, actually. So she doesn't bother hiding her surprise. Lazarus actually changed one of them. No, not Lazarus. Not directly, at least. Another vamp, passing through town, lost control of his hunger, drank too much, and you know how it goes. Lazarus made him change me. Nisha's frowning, but then she noticed Cersei watching her face and fakes a smile. He saved their life. He did. He really did. More like he ruined it. You wouldn't have been in that situation in the first place if Lazarus hadn't hired you. What happened to the one who made you? Nisha answers for them again. Oh, he's dead. Like dead. Good riddance. I suppose. Congratulations, Arnold. You survived the fraggling... What? Fraggling, a slang term used to refer to newborn vampires after a year has been passed, giving vampires don't get themselves killed one way or another. Fangling. Fangling. Will no longer be considered a fangling. Interesting. Suppose congrats are in order, dude. You've survived your fangling year. It was an interesting experience. Your first year, after all, after the change, is never easy, but under the right guidance, it's manageable. Jude may not have had to their maker by their side, but Elysium vamps still look out for each other, and so long as it's convenient, it's nice to meet you, at least. Lazarus talks about you so much. I felt like I already knew you. Oh yeah? What's he even saying? Nothing nice. Other night, he went out on a rant about you for hours, said that in almost 200 years of your unlife, you're the worst bat he's ever met. Lazarus needs to practice his insults. If that's the best he got, I'm disappointed. Oh, he said far worse. I just didn't think it polite to repeat. That's just how he expresses his affection. He's a sentimental soul. I think that's enough shit-stirring for one night. Jude, back to work. Yes, ma'am. Jude bears Cersei one last glance and a brief smile. And then it's only her and Nisha again. Nice kid. They're older than you in mortal years. Like I said, nice kid. Nisha's eyes never leave the drink that she's finishing, but Cersei still feels watched. So, if you're not here to keep me company, then why are you here? I'm looking for someone. You'll have to be a little more specific. Cersei holds up the target's photo for Nish to see. He's a fangling. I don't know what they call him, but our client says he's been lurking out around Elysium for the past couple nights. I'm hoping I'll find him here tonight, too. Nisha isn't even looking. Cersei pushes. Recognize him? No one sets a foot inside Elysium without Nish knowing. Nisha knows Cersei knows that, which is why they both know it's total bullshit when Nisha barely glances at the picture before she shrugs. Boys like that are two a penny in North Haven. What makes you think I would remember? Here we go. Unless you've got something to help remind me. You only get greedier and greedier. Thankfully, greed is easy to work with. So she sets a few pounds over the counter, and Nisha quickly tucks it away inside her pocket. Suddenly, she's got a bounty of information to share. They call him Seth. And your intel's not wrong. He's a fangling. A fairly fresh one, too. Maybe a couple of weeks dead, give or take. He has no one. Whoever made him no longer in the picture, which doesn't spell great odds for him in this world. He's only been here twice before, but he should be here tonight unless he's too scared. Why would he be scared? He's been on trial so far. If he wants to stay on the list, he needs to start paying. But without a job or someone to sponsor in his undead life, well, let's just say his options for gathering enough money aren't exactly legal. Not that we care how he earns his keep as long as it doesn't bring us any unwanted attention. Though, now that you're after him, I guess I can't forget about all that. He definitely won't be able to pay after when you're done with him. I'd say I'm sorry, but you're not. I know. Nisha strains her drink into the chilled martini glass. Can I ask what he did? I'm sure you already know. Why pretend that you don't? Nisha sips a drink and Cersei waits. If I let you do this, I don't need your permission. Nisha rolls her eyes. Fine, you're right. I know Seth is a piece of shit and doesn't deserve to exist. But most of our Elysium clientele, including yourself once upon a time, are pieces of shit who should be dead. That doesn't mean you can kill all of them. I'm only allowing it this time because Seth isn't a regular piece of shit. He's a piece of shit whose body count is going to lead the pig store door. And I really, really, really don't want to see Orion's holier than thou mug more than I absolutely have to. Whatever you're planning on doing to Seth, spare me the gory details. The less I know, the better for both of us. Go ahead. Just don't do it anywhere near Elysium. We have a zero-tolerance policy towards violence between vamps here, in case you forgot. How's that going for you, by the way? I'm just asking, since your zero-tolerance policy towards me is hardly being enforced. You're already banned. What if you do? Ban you again? You could unban me for not putting any real effort into keeping me out. Nisha attempts a weary smile, but ends up sighing instead. You act like it was my decision. Oh right, I almost forgot. No matter how much You pretend otherwise. You're still Laz Little Minion. Fuck off. You don't even like it here, babe. Every time you come, all you do is complain, complain, complain. And shouldn't you know better than to take this personally? You dated him. You know what Lazarus is like. Oh. Love and hate, romance and violence, making love and fucking. It's all the same to that beautiful messed up mind of his. No sip of her drink. For what it's worth, he really does miss you. Meanwhile, I couldn't be happier to be rid of him. Nisha sighs, more amused than annoyed this time. Is it because your kind has too much time on your hands that you waste so much of it? I guess you'll find out on your own, assuming things go the way you want them to. Nisha drops the grin. She wants to be one of them. She never dared say it out loud, at least not to Cersei, but it's obvious to anyone who pays enough attention. Now, personally, I would never wish change upon anyone, not even my worst enemy, but every now and then I'll meet someone who thrives in the night, someone who might as well have been born to be one of us. Nisha's exactly like that, but Cersei will never change her unless Lazarus permits it, and neither will any of the other vamps that hang around Elysium. Nisha's only chance is Lazarus. We'll see how that turns out for her. Speaking from experience, he loves to disappoint. Back to the Fangling. We keep an eye out for him, please. Pretty, please. Alright. I'll even send him your way if I see him. In return, you'll make sure he's dealt with far away from here. Deal? Sure. I'm serious, Cersei. Unless you want Lazarus to learn of our little partnership. Cersei couldn't care less if Lazarus learns of Nisha's been working with her detective agency for years now. It's not her who's going to be getting in trouble. It'll be Nisha, his right hand, who gave away the intel on his clients at his club. But it'd be inconvenient to lose our best informants. Also, Eddie would nag about it for nights. I'll be discreet. Don't worry. That's all I ask. Interesting. Not much time passes before one of Elysium's goons notifies Cersei of the Fangling's arrival. Looks like Nisha fulfilled her end of the bargain. Now it's Cersei's turn. Moments later, Cersei finds Seth loitering near the stage. She was right to assume he's changed since the photograph. He's at least a few years older, though still young enough to have graduated university. He shaved off the baby fat and has grown a mediocre mustache. With a cheeky smile, he shoots her way, identically to the one in the picture. For a split second, Cersei hesitates. He still looks so young, so full of life, even in death. And she remembers what he's done. She remembers the woman he hurt. She remembers he deserves this. Hey. He's grinning from ear to ear, a little too brightly for someone who's supposed to be dead, as she closes in. Well, hello there. What do they call you? Doesn't matter. Welcome to call me whatever you want. Really. Typical of a Fangling, Seth is a slave to his own impulses. Perhaps he's merely deferring to her as an old vamp, or he simply can't help his excitement at a woman showing interest in him first. Either way, she smiles, saying there's no point in wasting time. Seduction has always come easiest for her. You should come somewhere with me, somewhere more private. Seth lunges at the opportunity without reservation. Sure, when? I can go anytime now. Where to? She hides her disgust behind a well-timed grin. Come with me. She slips his hand into his and guides the overly eager vamp through the crowd. This is not going to go well for me, guy. The bouncer, who almost didn't let her in earlier, still stands guard at the entrance. He doesn't say anything when he sees them, simply watching as they disappear down the dark tunnel. When they get out of the tunnel, Cersei leads Seth through the streets with confidence, knowing exactly where to bring him. Oh. Eep. It's where I met Eddie for the first time 20 years ago. So it was 20 years. I spared his life that night, but I may have ended many lives there to make up for it. Oh. Guys. Look what she's doing. What's the plan here? She's on the back of my chair. Boo-boo. What is the plan? You're just standing there. You gonna sit down? Like, look at this. She's just standing there, menacingly. Sweetheart, come here. Come on. Come here. Boo-boo. Okay. Or she'll do that. She likes to go up on my desk, too, and knock everything over. That's Boo for you. Nope, there we go. Now she's laying down. You can kind of see her. She's cute. Back to the game. Input. Stream deck, please. Thank you. God. Struggling. I spared his life that night, but I ended as many lives there since to make up for it. Seth doesn't shut up once. I'd never been with a vamp before. Is it better than sex with humans? Shouldn't we get some blood first? He enjoys the sound of his own voice too much. Not even once does he question her silence. Cersei stops at the end of a dingy alleyway far enough from Elysium to maintain her end of the deal. Seth looks around with a frown. You want to do it here? Wouldn't a nice girl like you prefer a hotel? Not a girl. Seth's jaw dropped stupidly. You mean, I was referring to my age. Oh, yeah, of course not. I'm sure you're experienced. Anyways, I'd invite you back to mine, but I don't have a place yet. Just rolled into North Haven the other night. Still getting my shit sorted out. She ignores him, letting him laugh nervously to himself while she looks around, thinking there's no junkies or creeps hiding in this corner. Seems like the two of us, just like the two of us here. And she's back to being excited. Oh, you dirty girl, you got a kink for doing it outside, yeah? Something like that. Ew. You picked a great spot then. No one will find us here, as long as we're on the same page. She lunges at him, grabbing him from the throat and shoving him up against the wall. Oh, my cat's been yelling at me. But we're in a very intense moment. Yeah. He doesn't need air to survive, but he's forgotten in his panic that he gasped desperately, clawing at the hand wrapped around his neck. Cersei stares into his eyes the entire time. She doesn't want to miss the moment of the fight leaves him, the moment he realizes he doesn't stand a chance. She's older. She's stronger. She's going to kill him. She's going to fucking kill him. Please. She only notices that he's crying when a stray tear hits her skin. Typical. When the threats don't work, they always resort to begging. Please don't. Please, I don't know what I've done to piss you off, but she could feel the joy seeping out of her as Seth's crying grows louder. She felt how annoying it can be to kill fanglings. They're too sensitive, whether it's pain or pleasure. They feel everything too strongly. That's why they don't last long. Without an older vampire to guide them their first year. Without an older girl. They don't know why. That's why they don't last that long without an older vampire to guide them in their first year. Leave them to their own endings and they'll fuck like rabbits and die like cattle. Why are you doing this to me? Quiet. Wailing. Quit wailing and get to that part. I'll get to that part. It's a little hard not to wail when you're about to kill me, but sure, I'll be bloody quiet. She lifts her chin, daring him to speak another word. I'm waiting. Perfect. Listen, I think we both agree you've been stupid. Least you could have done is been more careful where you take your meals, not eaten so many sheep from the same pen. Maybe no one would have noticed. But no. On top of that, you were child enough to play with your food and leave evidence behind. This is the exact moments her words just seep into this dumb little brain. The games you like weren't very fun with your playmates, were they? Of course. You liked it. They didn't like it. Didn't you? That's what it's about? They were fucking into it. And you talked like I've been touching them. I haven't. I never said that. I'm not sick. My mom taught me to be better. So I see. She warned you not to stick your dick in where it's unwanted, but she forgot to tell you not to eat people? Don't bother denying it. You torture them, Seth. You snack on their flesh while they still breathe. So what if I steal a bite? Their blood is good enough to drink, but their flesh is too dirty for us? Every vampire has tried meat once. Yes, even you. I bloody know you have. Like I've already told you, they fucking enjoyed it. Her fingers twitch. Their grip on his throat tightens. Threatening to tighten. I tell you that before or after you drained them and defiled them and asked them personally. But last time I checked, the dead don't talk. Well, with the exception of us. Why does it even matter? Aren't we the same? Aren't we? Then you should know. It isn't fair to judge me. We're fucking vampires, apex predators, top of the food chain. Who cares what happens to the cattle? God. Can you get any more cliche? See, that's the problem with vampires like yourself. You have no regard for consequences. You think, just because you can, you should. Well, let me clue you in on a little secret. She squeezes his heart, strangling him. You shouldn't have. What a baddie. I love her. Look at her. Release him. Whoa. You've gotta be kidding me. So my cat has the zoomies, apparently. Release him. I will not repeat myself. So one vampire in the city would dare order Cersei around like, it's Lazarus, isn't it? It's Laz. Oh. Abraxas. Never mind, it's Abraxas. This is your final warning, Miss Cersei. I strongly recommend you heed it. I heard you the first time, Abraxas, but I'm not one of your lapdogs. You should ask nicely if you want me to do something for you. As if playing nice with you has ever done anyone any good. How would you know? You never tried. You're trying to distract me, but your efforts are in vain. Tonight, I have less patience for your antics than usual. This is under protection from the supernatural secretary force. If you harm as much as a hair on his head, you will be in defiance of North Haven's supernatural law. Ugh. Supernatural law? Boring. Purely out of childish spite, she considers plucking a hair from Seth's head, but just to prove a point. It'll grow back in seconds, after all. Release him, let me handle him. It's not like it would be my first crime. I've broken at least 2 laws tonight. This is a serious matter. How serious? I cannot say as much. Just know that Seth is our only witness to an important investigation. I am? He is? In a surprise, Cersei drops Seth on his behind. Seth scrambles to his feet, running behind Abraxas, Abraxas's imposing frame. It's hard to tell, but beneath a thick jacket, Abraxas is hiding almost 6 feet and 5 inches of lean muscle. Damn. Anyways, if only you used all those muscles for something productive, like throwing me around the bedroom. She's real for that. But I digress. Normally, no self-respecting vampire would run to an SSF agent for help, but Seth either doesn't know that or... No, yeah, he definitely does no respect for himself. Follow me. One of my agents is waiting around the corner. Hey, where do you think you're going? I'm not done with you. Abraxas answered without pause. I am. I'm not. I fail to see how that's my problem. Abraxas couldn't look more bored if he tried. It's infuriating how he always carries himself with perfect poise, even his shoulders hang heavy with guilt he thinks no one can see. Thank you for not putting up too much of a fight this time, Miss Cersei. I appreciate it when you are willing to collaborate. Unlike the rest of his good-for-nothing squad, Abraxas has never, not once, flinched in the face of her wrath. But there's always time for firsts. Collaboration. You want me to show you how I collaborate? I'm dying. Oh. She storms up at him. Even in heels, she has to glare up at him, but height difference has never intimidated her. This is unnecessary. I could hear you perfectly fine from where you stood. Go fuck yourself. Not even a flinch. Very mature. You're more than welcome to waste my time any other night, Miss Cersei, just not this one. He tries to sidestep her, but she follows, blocking his path. But don't pretend you're above this. You love arguing with me. That's why you're always in my business, messing with my work. His brows furrow. The only hint that her words have affected him in any way. I am not in your business. You are in mine. Right, sure, that's why I stalked you here. Oh wait, that wasn't me. That was you. Oh please, I did not stalk you. How'd you find us? Coincidence. Coincidence? Seriously, that's the best you can think of? Isn't the first time you've brought prey to this alley. I was in the area looking for Seth, and I figured it'd be worth a look. So yes, it's nothing more than a coincidence that I found you. He moves past her again, but she moves again to block him. Do you even know who you're protecting here? Do you know what this bastard's done to his victims? He doesn't just degrade them, he tortures them. He deserves worse than death. You're one to talk. You just tried to kill me. Seth pushes out his chest, mimicking Abraxas' stance the best he can. You saw what she did. You saw everything, right, Captain? Seth. Dude. Stop. Quiet. But Seth only gets louder. You did! You saw how this she-devil threatened me and attempted murder! What are you waiting for? Do your job and arrest her! God, he's annoying. Cersei doesn't raise her own... Yeah, Cersei doesn't raise to her own defense. There's no need, because she sees Abraxas' response coming from a mile off. On what grounds? What? I just told you she tried to murder me! Isn't that something the SSF... That isn't something the SSF is concerned with. We cannot get involved every time there's a minor squabble between two supernaturals. But... Shut it. They trade peeved glances at the unintentional coordination. After the stony stare, Abraxas is first to break the tense silence. You have no authority here, Miss Cersei. Now go on your way, and I'll go on mine. The palm of his cold hand ghosts along the small of her back, gently pushing her aside, and then he grabs Seth by the elbow and dragging him to the mouth of the alley. Cersei follows right on their heels. What happens to him after you get what you need? We'll follow protocol and release him. But he's a criminal. But he's predictable like that. Abraxas just offers her the usual spiel. And the SSF is the counterterrorism and intelligence agency. We investigate and neutralize supernatural threats for the greater good of society. We have neither the time nor reason to chase down all these addicts, muggers, vandals, and who haunt these streets. But even if I want to do something, we have no case against him. I cannot abuse the law by detaining him without proof of crime. My word is your proof. Have I ever lied to you before? Many times. So that's not the most helpful, Cersei. But I'm not lying this time, Cersei, please. Okay, but... Please. That's not necessarily the most helpful thing in the world, my friend. Abraxas pauses, turning to look at her. She meets his eyes, assessing the stare with confidence. If you have proof that this vampire has violated supernatural law, you should gather your evidence and report it to the Supernatural Crime Division. I'll put in a word with the inspector or whoever's on shift to make sure he's looked into as soon as possible. And if he's indeed guilty of the claims you make, then I'll personally ensure that he gets what he deserves. Now, will you please step aside and let me do my job? She steps back, hiding her fangs between tightly pressed lips. Fine. She's not going to report shit, but by the time they get through the backlog of his file, Seth will already fled the city. She'll surrender him to SFF custody for now, and there's no other option, but as soon as he's out of her sight, Seth snickers under his breath. Serves you right, you stupid. 1 second, Seth's taunting her. Next, he's curled up on the floor, clutching his broken nose as he cries out in pain. That was deserved. Fuck that guy. Oh, fuck, what was that for? It happened so fast she almost missed the look of uncharacteristic rage on Abraxas' face. Mind your tongue in the presence of a lady. Clearing his throat, he actually has the audacity to look sheepish when his eyes meet Cersei's. I love him. He's very cute. We'll take a detour. Nose will heal before we reach the office. Hope your car crashes on the way. For a split second, she thinks she sees a ghost of a smile grace his lips. Great. Now I'm hallucinating. Good night to you, Miss Cersei. He grabs the back of Seth's hoodie, effortlessly lifting him with one arm, carrying him out of the alley. She does watch them leave. She's too pissed to spend another second here. Oh, I am a bet. Once she's certain she's alone, she transforms and flies into the night. I love her bat form. Look how cute that is. I love it. It's so cute. Oh, Susie flies to an open window of her flat. Oh, I love her flat. Miss Cersei, Miss Cersei, Miss Cersei. She transforms. She transforms in time to land on her feet inside. Who the hell does he think he is? Sheesh. She stalks around the tiny space, tearing off her clothes while cursing at Braxis in every language known to mankind. She's never known anyone more frustrating. She stops in front of her mirror so she can adjust her underclothes and check her makeup, but then her reflection makes her pause. Sometimes I wish the myths were true and vampires didn't have reflections, so they do. Interesting. When she sees herself in the mirror, she can never resist picking her appearance apart. The red lips painted that color so her mouth could match her eyes. The black hair she frantically restyles with every change of the season. The body that stopped aging the year she thinks she turned 22, only a few days short of 23. Tries to carry herself to show her she's older than she looks, but staring herself down in the mirror, she can't help but feel hopelessly young. In the near 100 years of her existence, her reinvention of herself dozens of times. So, why do I still look so like the girl I used to be? I wish I could forget her, but every time I see myself, there she is. At least she's beautiful. A small mercy. I'm too old to mope around like this. So he picks her clothes back up and slips them back on. Embarrassing, really, letting a Brexis shake her self-confidence like this. She smirks. Does she have a cat? Back again, I see. She quiets her steps, sneaking around as she searches for her little intruder. Come out wherever you are. She catches the culprit under a haphazardly discarded bra. Her neighbor's cat. Cat, how did you manage to escape your owner this time, She at Ellie, delivering her from her hiding spot. She's not sure the sound actually makes a difference, but the cat seems to really like her. Or why else was she sneaking here all the time, She picks the cat up, cradling her in her arms and pressing a kiss to her head. Poor Miss Harris. I must be worried sick about you. Wait here, I'll have Eddie take you home. Meow. That's so cute. It's like that as a yes, ma'am. Good kitty. I want to see the cat. Fine. Downstairs, she finds Edgar hunched over his desk, his nose buried in a mountain of paperwork. When Eddie's working, he might as well be dead to the rest of the world. The only sign he's an actual living person and not eerily realistic statue is when he moves his hand to scratch his 5 o'clock shadow. Sometimes it's too easy to forget that Edgar is the same boy I met 20 years ago. Edgar is the only human companion she's ever had. She knows the relationship isn't conventional. Vampires don't keep coming to humans they aren't feeding or sleeping with or planning to change. But Edgar isn't a blood bag, or a quick fuck, or a toy to her. He's a friend. Perhaps the only friend. Her only friend in this world. When we first met, we looked the same age. Perhaps that's what feels so strange to watch him grow while I don't. Growing old suits him. Where he used to be cute, he's now handsome. At least in her opinion, that is. I'm going to scare him because I think it'd be funny. Bah! Give me all your blood! What? He's surprised. The back of Edgar's head knocked over his coffee mug. Oops. Her quick reflexes let her catch it before any coffee spill, knowing Edgar will lose it if anything stains his precious documents. Edgar wipes his sweat from his brow, breathing out a faint sigh. That was close. As soon as his immediate relief is over, he scowls. You're a little old for peekaboo, don't you think? I'm a little too old for most things. If I let my age stop me, I would have a very boring eternity ahead of me. She sits down at the edge of her desk. You never guessed what happened again to Abraxas messed up the job, didn't he? She's talking about Ellie, but being reminded of Abraxas sours her mood. How'd you know? I heard you cursing up a storm upstairs. Ah, right. Thin floors. Edgar doesn't ask for details, well aware that Cersei will supply them regardless. Ow. It never takes much for her to go off on another one of her rants, but Abraxas and the supernatural secretary force. They've been a thorn in their operation since the very start. Separate from the supernatural crime division, the SSF are intelligent agency specialized in so-called counterterrorism. Bluntly speaking, they've been ordered to do whatever it takes to ensure the existence of supernatural remains a secret from the larger world. They spy, manipulate, and narrate the behind the scenes, only stepping forward when an incident grows big enough that it threatens exposure. On occasion, they will even directly eliminate assumed threats. The SSF higher-ups are all mortals, but they send supernaturals like Abraxas to do dirty work in the field for them. Many would insist the SSF are a necessary evil, but everyone still thinks supernaturals who join them are sellouts. Innocent or guilty, it matters little to the SSF. Their job, quite literally, to brush things under the rug, and usually at the expense of non-humans. Cities have experience with the rise of vampires. First, a historical event where a single or several vampires clans have set up strongholds in a region. Aside from wizards, these strongholds tend to shun the presence of other non-humans. In the past decade, Paris has been Europe's largest vampire stronghold. On the other hand, the British vampire population, once prosperous, has been on decline for generations. Interesting. Don't let the SSF anywhere near it if they can help. But in places like North Haven, it's hard to get all the different non-humans to agree on anything other than not wanting humans to discover us. I'm not surprised they interviewed again, but I am surprised they haven't shut the private investigation agent. Oh, this is the Thorn investigation's down yet, given our egregious list of violations. I don't like Abraxas any more than you do, but I've got to give it to him. His patience with you has been impressive. Careful, that almost sounded like a compliment. But Edgar's not wrong. Cersei would have been a major liability in the SSF books. She bent or outright broke their rules plenty of times, yet Abraxas doesn't report half the stuff she gets up to. Because of that, he now seems to believe she owes him some kind of favor. As if I ever ask for his help. You know what? Maybe he fancies you. My colossal ego is inclined to agree, but I don't think that's it. Besides, he's married. But his wife passed away years ago. And yet, even in all this time, he hasn't taken off his wedding ring. About 15 years ago, when they'd spoken face-to-face for a term, it had been one of the first things she'd noticed about him. At the time, she'd been disappointed assuming his wife was still alive. She'd done a lot of awful things without guilt, but sleeping with the married men was something she liked to avoid. In hindsight, she recognized she dodged a bullet, if it only barely. It's a long time, I suppose. Edgar stretches the bridge of his nose, giving away how nervous he is. He never fails to amuse her how easy he is to read. Well, that's quite sad, isn't it? He must have loved her very much. Must be painful, missing someone that long. I guess. So she knows far too well what it feels like to mourn someone you'll never hold again. Doesn't mean that you love them, but Edgar would be thinking about his experience in this moment. He must be thinking about his sister. On to more fun matters. Remember what day it is? With everything going on tonight, she'd nearly forgotten herself, so she can't say that she blames herself, but Edgar pulls a face and definitely doesn't remember. Of course I remember. It's February 19th? 21st? First of all, it's March. Is it really? I can never tell when it's raining all year round anyways. Oh fine, I'll tell you. It's our anniversary! Or what? It's been 20 years since the night we first met. Oh. It's something to celebrate? I don't know about you, but I'm surprised we made it this long. And that we can agree on. Wasn't one of us supposed to kill the other by now? It says it in light, but he's half serious. One of them should be dead by now. Edgar lights a cig, barely hiding a grin when he shoves it between his lips, so she smirks back at him. The kind of banter has long been part of their daily routine. She provokes him, he retorts with some snark, they laugh, roll their eyes, then rinse and repeat. It had taken a while to get here, but of course, but when they first met, Edgar was so angry with the world, he took everything as an insult. Milled out over the years, gotten better at reserving his anger for when it's actually warranted. Most of the time. I should let our clients know we didn't Didn't get the fangling. Blech. It's annoying, but they don't really have any other option. Their anonymous client was clear in their instructions. Seth must die tonight, or else no reward. With Seth in the SSF custody, there's no way they can get to him before the sun's up. Ugh. I just realized. We have to return the deposit, don't we? It's the right thing to do. Can we afford to do that? Per your request, we've taken fewer jobs of late, so we're stretched even thinner than usual. If you want to feel more secure about keeping the lights on, you can take a few more cases. Or spend less on clothes? Why would I do either of those things? You're always working so hard to make sure we have a month ahead of rent. We've only got so much hair, Cersei. And I've only got so many dresses. Edgar heaved a sigh. Thought you might say that. I'll take it out. Just take it on my own pay then. She nods, pleased with this quick thinking. Anyways, that can wait till tomorrow. Let's go to the Golden Cat and celebrate our 20th. It's the Golden Cat, a pub frequented by supernaturals. It's based on the originals casting. There's both Cersei and Dante. Okay, cool. Celebrate our 20th. You don't need to be. You don't need to use our anniversary excuse. We go there every night. But tonight will be special. Drinks on me. Well, technically, it's on our rapidly depleting business funds that will be paying, but sentiment still stands. You should know how to spoil a bat. So is that a yes? Yes, yes. Alright, let me fetch my coat. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something important? I share a knowing look. I only know one person who knocks like that. You take it. But I always answer the door. Only because you're so good at it. Edgar puts out his cig and walks over to the door, opening to reveal. Edgar, Cersei, thank goodness you're still here. Miss Harris, the next door neighbor, rushes inside. She's a kind old woman who thankfully never complains about the suspicious people going in and out of the Thorn investigation at all hours. Helps that her eyesight isn't what it used to be. Same goes for her hearing, actually. I'm so sorry to bother you. I know you're busy. How was your detective work? Saving the day and all that, but I can't find my baby anywhere. Her baby being the cat Ellie. I feel awful bringing it to you at this hour, but would you mind having a look for her? I couldn't keep sleep knowing she's out there somewhere cold and alone and lost. Shivering to death, my poor baby. Me, for real, for real. Her wailing loud enough to wake up the entire building. Edgar starts to sweat. Edgar doesn't look like he's in the mood to go on a cat hunt. Luckily for him, they won't have to. Good news, we already found her. Her bawling immediately stops. You did? Yeah, she's upstairs. She is? Edgar guides Miss Harris to the sofa. She sinks into it with relief. Oh, how lucky I am to have the city's finest detectives as my neighbors. It's not like it's hard to find someone who's hiding inside your own home. Cersei retrieves Ellie from upstairs, hesitantly returning her to her owner. Edgar watches the exchange with amusement. He's been nagging for ages that she should just stroll down the shelter and pick up a cat of her own. True, you should. Get a cat. Oh, whoa, hey. I was gonna read that. Get that back. I thought they elect for competence to keep something living alive. Oh, it's just that. Is there something else that I was supposed to say? Guess not. There's something weird happened. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss Harris hugs the cat to her chest. Ellie lets out a not so pleased. You saved my baby again. How could I ever repay you two? It's nothing. We're glad to help you anytime. Free of charge. Nonsense. I'll bake you biscuits and bring them over tomorrow. Knowing she would be able to eat them, and no good could come from having Miss Harris looking around unnecessarily, so she tries to tell her. There's really no need. We'd love that. Thank you so much. Seriously? Edgar looks offended. I'm always serious about dessert. Man after my own heart. Very good, Mr. Thorne. It's very important for growing boys to eat plenty. Good joke. The only thing Edgar's growing is a pitiful beard. Edgar rubs his jaw. And for that, you need plenty of calories. Sure. Jesse gently gets Miss Harris up off the chair and guides her to the door. The whole way there. Miss Harris rambles about what she's going to bake tomorrow. Cersei almost has to shove her out the door. When it's finally shut behind her, Cersei glares at Edgar. What? It would be foolish of me to turn away free food. Anyways, with Miss Harris gone, there's only one thing left to do. Drinks? Drinks. The Golden Cat is almost as popular, is almost the polar opposite of Elysium. All the supernaturals and even a few humans in the know come here. As long as you keep your fangs and claws and wands or whatever you got yourself, well, you're welcome to pop in for a drink. Entering the pub, Cersei's eyes immediately hone in on one of the guests in particular. Oh look, it's your little friend. Oh, it's Raoul. A local cop with muscles that aren't just for show. He sat at the bar, nursing a beer in one hand. That's, I can't remember his name. It's the other main character. That's not what I want. It's not history, it's the glossary that I want to look at. So we just have these. I can't remember his name, but he's the companion of the other main character. He's at the bar nursing a beer in one hand. Don't call him that. The way you phrase it makes it sound so indecent. But he's your friend. Last I checked, your only friend. I have other friends. There's Richard, back in my hometown. Though I haven't spoken to the Pratt in some time. Even thought about him in a while. There's you. We're friends, aren't we? Oh, of course. Embarrassed by how much his words mean to her, Cersei quick to change the subject. Thankfully, Edgar doesn't seem to mind, looking more than a little flustered himself. By the way, Raoul's, like, gay, right? What makes you say that? He never responds to any of my flirting. Perhaps he's just not into you. No, he's definitely gay. She only first with Raoul to mess with Edgar, but it still surprises her what Edgar hasn't noticed his friend is not into women. Is he really so oblivious, or is Raoul just that private? Maybe it's easier for her to tell because she also enjoys the company of her own sex. Wait, you've been flirting with him? That's what he was mulling over? They walk up to Raoul. Edgar greets him first. Evening, Raoul. Did you get off work early tonight? Edgar and Raoul have an interesting friendship, if you can call it that. They meet up every few weeks, but it's never a planned thing. They just sit next to each other and chat over a few drinks, bonding over being humans in the world, supernatural, or whatever. Oh, hello, Edgar. Unfortunately, I'm technically still on the clock. Good to see you. Good to see you as well, Cersei. How have you been? Been well? Raoul nods to Cersei, acknowledging her too. He's smiling, but she can't tell if it's out of politeness or he's genuinely happy to see them. Sure. But what about you? Are you here on official business? Anything we should look out for? Well, she takes a look around. Where's your pup, by the way? Rare to see you without him. Barely a moment after he's mentioned Cersei, it's Dante. There we go. Dante, Raoul's police partner, step inside the bar. That's what I was trying to think of. Speak of the devil. Or werewolf, I guess, if we're being technical. Dante looks a little out of sorts. His hair is sticking up more than usual. He notices them immediately, but that doesn't even spare as much as a grunt of acknowledgement. Rubbing his arm instead of stopping, he instead stops at the other side of the bar to order a beer. I always thought of him as a loose cannon, waiting to burst, but he looks especially on edge tonight. Something's rattled him. Then again, Dante's behavior the way you would never expect an officer to. Perhaps that's why I mind him less. Is he avoiding us? I think he can hear you. Yes, that was the point. She raises her voice. Perfect timing, Dante. We were just talking about you. What? No, we weren't. You do realize when you say that like that, you sound more suspicious. Cersei! I love her. She's so funny. Raoul rests his chin on his palm, watching the scene with a little too much amusement for her liking. For some reason, Dante seriously freaks Edgar out. Now, this shouldn't be so surprising because Edgar's been easily scared as long as Cersei's known him. However, he's especially intimidated by Dante. To his defense, Dante looks like he'd punch your lights out if you looked at him the wrong way on the wrong day. But you have to be pretty stupid to try something like that, well, on Eddie while I'm around. In the meantime, Dante has picked up a beer and walked over. He offers a nonchalant wave with his free hand, which is probably as good as the greeting you'll get from him. Did you forget to brush your hair this morning, or do you just run into trouble on your way here? If anyone's picking on you, you can always let me know. I don't like animal abuse. That's really funny. Just ran into Abraxas. Seen him recently? Being reminded of Abraxas' existence sets a frown on her face. Not really. When Dante smirks, Cersei knows he's gotten exactly what he wanted by bringing up Abraxas. I heard he and his agents were snooping around the museum that exploded, interviewing potential witnesses. A museum? An explosion? Could that be related to why Abraxas needs Sleth? Guess we'll be wandering around the city till it's sorted. I'll keep an eye on things. Ugh. If you haven't run into them yet, I'm sure you will. A lot. His smugness shifts into curiosity. Heard anything about that, though? Not sure what you're asking me for. Haven't gotten a clue what you're up to. Speaking from experience, it's the best if it stays that way. Actually, why do you even care? Aren't the SFS and the police supposed to stay out of each other's business as much as they can? Unless it's related to whatever the two of you are working on. Raoul wouldn't tell us anything, but maybe you will? You didn't give me the chance to say anything. As if you would have told me the truth if I did. She could have forced him to. If she really wanted to, she could use compulsion on either of them right now, and there wouldn't be much they could do about it. Dante's trickier. Dante's trickier because he's about as stubborn as one gets, but Raoul's only human. She wouldn't, though, not because she's squeamish about compelling either of them, she's just not curious enough. Still, if Dante will tell her anything, she'll take it. Well, since you asked so nicely, no. You suck. I don't. That's your job. Edgar's itching to get away from Dante. Interrupts. Okay, well, you two look busy and we're in desperate need of a drink, so we'll leave you to it. But, come on, Cersei, you've been bothering them enough tonight. How dare you? I'm perfectly lovely and pleasant to be around. Something like that. Raoul waves to Edgar. Good to see you, Edgar. Yeah, cheers. I love them. Edgar takes her arm and she begrudgingly lets him pull her to another corner of the bar. They nab their usual seats close to the bartender. When they drink a lot, so it's good to have easy access. In order to maintain some level of dignity, we agreed to never discuss exactly how much of our income goes into the Golden Cat. The bartender swift. In a minute, they have their usual in front of them. Some cocktails. Edgar, from a totally non-conspicuous glass of red wine for Cersei. It's definitely wine, for sure. I believe it. So when are we going to address the elephant in the room? Edgar sips his cocktail, raising a single brow at Cersei's question. I'm talking about your addiction to sugar. It should be criminal to even call it a drink. 1% alcohol and 109% sugar. Could not say that right. Not quite sure those numbers add up. Besides, what right do you to judge anyone's choice of drink? What right do you have to judge anyone's choice of drink when you order the same thing every night? Why waste money on alcohol when you can just spoil the taste of what I really want? I thought alcohol meant enhance the taste of blood. Actually, I can't believe I never asked you that before. She knows exactly why he hasn't asked. With each year's pass, Edward grows more determined to acknowledge what she really is. Depends on the vamp. But nothing will ever beat drinking it fresh from the top. And have you started doing that again? She doesn't miss the regret in his eyes before averting them. She can't help but the irritation feels what he's insinuating. Not since I ended anything with Lazarus. You know that. Right. But you think that's a lie. I didn't say that. Even if I were doing it, I'm not like the Fangling I met tonight. I have self-control. I'm fully capable of making my own decisions. I don't drink from people who don't want me to, and certainly don't drain people, so you can stop looking at me like that. I bit your pasty ass. Like, stop looking at me like I bit your pasty ass. Edgar's face falls into his hand, but his trembling shoulders do a little to conceal his laughter. It's not funny. I'm annoyed with you. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm annoyed? Sorry you said it in the first place? Both? She's grinning now, too. Then why the laughter? Why do you have to call me pasty? You know I've been really trying hard to build a tan. You should give up on that. You're only adding to the constellation of freckles on your face. I thought you liked my freckles. I said that? Well, I must have been lying, since I apparently lie about everything these days. He grimaces. Seems he thought they were going to let this one sleep under the rug. I'm sorry, Cersei. I didn't mean to accuse you. I know you're not like that. I know you wouldn't. It's just hard to forget the shit I've seen and the things I know you're capable of if you weren't held back by your own morals. Always come back to this, huh? Edgar only likes the Cersei who stands up, gets her own kind, and looks out for the weak. Not the Cersei who lures strangers into her bed and sucking their blood. I don't know how to tell him that I'm both, so I don't. Nothing holding you back. You make it sound like I'm forced to do this, but I choose to. It's not like it's an easy choice. She's been like that fangling. She's been worse, and it was fun, but she doesn't want to know. She doesn't want to know how Edgar would look if she confessed that to him. I understand. Except he doesn't. Therein lies the problem. Edgar clears his throat and puts on a smile that trembles at the corners. We're here to celebrate. We should talk about happier things, shouldn't we? Courtesy of decades of practice, the smile she puts on is a lot more convincing. Right. Like your girly choice of drink. We're still on that. Hey, aside from the increased risk of diabetes, I find it cute that you have a sweet tooth. At 42 years old, being described as cute is no longer flattering, but... wait a second. He presses a finger to his lips and motions to the radio playing over the counter. The news is on. Local authorities have stated a gas leak caused the explosion at Paramount Museum last night. A gas leak? Now, I've seen the Vampire Diaries, and I know a gas leak meets vampires. Paramount Museum, that's where Dante said the SSF were digging around, right? The museum doors will remain closed to the public until repairs in the private wing are completed. Blah, blah, blah. Among other news, the body of a 23-year-old Jane Stewart was found last night. Earlier this month, Miss Stewart was reported missing. My god, has humans always been this boring? It's always the same thing. Someone was robbed, someone was murdered, someone was kidnapped. At least there's an explosion involved this time, but what's the aftermath? The next day, there's something else. Not anything worse, but nothing better either. You don't have to listen to the news to know what terrible the world could be. Just step outside. Ever been? Just get Edgar look at the bartender. What, to the Paramount Museum? It's owned by one of the greatest wizards of our time. Renewed Beaumont. Supposedly no one has seen Renewed Beaumont. That's interesting. Okay. Never heard of him. What makes him so great? Many things. For starter, Cersei doesn't bother listens, focused on twirling her drink around in a glass, but Edgar nods along, genuinely interested in for whatever reason. Anyways, he has to be ancient by now, retired from the public eye decades ago. If he's even still alive, it wouldn't surprise me if he knows what happens to his family's museum. Maybe we should go set it on fire again and make sure he gets the memo this time. You wouldn't actually, would you? Want to find out? You have an annoying habit of doing the opposite of what I asked you, so no comment. The bartender leaves to serve another customer. Edgar starts patting his pockets. Bollocks, I'm all out. Don't hold yourself back. On my account, the corner shop should still be open. Surely you wouldn't mind me leaving me alone. He already climbed to his feet. I think I'll live, or at least not die. Again. I'll be back in no time. And he's gone. Sugar, coffee, cigs, humans? Sure have a lot of stupid vices. He stares down at her drink. Not that mine are any better. She sips slowly, letting her eyes roam the room. She's not sure where the compulsion comes from. It's not as if she'll discover anything new. It's the same old faces. No, wait. She's definitely new. Is it Nocturne? Cersei meets the eyes with a woman far at the end of the pub. Beauty is no stranger to Cersei. She's seen it in many faces, many bodies, even a few hearts. But this woman isn't just beautiful. This woman smiles. Cersei feels like compelled to return the smile. Smile back. Cersei returns the smile, but looks back down at her drink just as quickly. Not looking to hook up with anyone tonight. Although, that's a bit presumptuous of her. Maybe the woman was just being nice. No. Not really looking for nice, either. Wait. Cersei's head snaps up, but the woman is already gone, nowhere to be seen. Only in her absence does Cersei realize she couldn't detect what the woman was. Whatever the woman was, she means trouble. I want to speak to her. It makes no sense, but I want to see her again. I want to know her. I want her. Not her blood, not her body, not her heart. She wants the mystery she offers. Exactly what she's been looking for. A mystery, a time-consuming, enough to end the perpetual boredom that's eating away at her. Preoccupied by her thoughts, Cersei barely notices Edgar return. She slips off his jacket, slides into the seat, and gestures for another round of drinks from the bartender. What took you so long? Ran into some trouble. Don't be stingy with the details. What kind of trouble? He lights a cig, and angling his body towards her, their knees brush, but neither move away, used to the lack of personal space. Well. So you see... No, never mind. Are you blushing? My god, you are! No, not on purpose. Unfortunately, I don't think it's me having this effect on you. Must be something else. Edgar twists and squirms in his seat. Or someone else. What was asked though? Was asked on a date? He sits the words out so fast that Cersei had missed them if not for her supernatural hearing. You're messing with me. I wish I was. This is stressing me out. Wait, and you said yes? Wait. What? Obviously I said no. Why would it be obvious? Was something wrong with her? No, she was pretty and nice and smelled good. Too many details. Now. Sorry, I just thought she had nice perfume. You'd like it, actually. You're only making it weirder. I said no because I never would have worked out. She's human. As are you. But I don't live like one. Excuses, excuses. Think about it for a second. I run a supernatural detective agency. How am I supposed to explain it to someone outside this business? Not to mention, I'm up all night and sleep most of the day. No sane, normal person would want to be with someone like me. Have you ever heard of the night shift? Edgar. And it's just what you work. Well, come on. So what if she doesn't fit into your normal schedule? You make time when you're in love. Love? God, I definitely don't have time for that. Not when there's clients to be managed and bills to be paid, and you don't have to work at all this time. You don't have to work all the time, Eddie. You could take one night off of drinking to get laid. Shh, what if someone hears you? Oh, come on. You're a grown man. You can't possibly still be embarrassed by the word sex. I'm not, but we're in public. Sex, 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 sex. Jesus Christ. Breeding, mating, copulating, fornicating. It's what the Brits say. Shagging? Cersei's cackling like a mad woman while Edgar hisses under his breath. Cersei, I'm begging you to stop. Edgar looks about. He's like ready to explode from embarrassment, anxiously glancing about, making sure no one heard her. Cersei doesn't have the heart to remind him that they're at a bar for supernaturals. Almost everyone's guaranteed to have overheard. True, everyone's got super hearing. That's just kind of how it goes. Anyways, wouldn't it be nice to be with someone, even if it's only for the night? Damn. Edgar laughs, shaking his head more to himself in response to her words. Somehow I prefer to be here. Aw, with me? I wouldn't necessarily consider your presence to be an advantage, but yes. I prefer to be here with you. Hiding her smile behind it. Yeah, fuck it. It's selfish, but Cersei's pleased that he rejected the stranger. I'd be jealous if he's spending less time for us. The relationship isn't romantic, so it's not like he'd be cheating on her, but she likes the routine. It's only the stable routine she's had, and she doesn't want it to change. Besides, he's got a point. It's not like he could still work and lead a normal life. It's just not how it works. Of course, there's people like Raoul and Dante's superior Orion who have human families and try to live as normally as possible. But Orion's an anomaly. And with time, vampires like him learn the hard way that rejecting your nature never works in the long run. Edgar's different. He could pack his bags, move cities, and go back to living a normal life whenever he wants. As long as he remains here, though, he'll never be able to pull back over his eyes. Edgar taps out a cig in the nearest ashtray. Enough about that. Did I miss anything from here? Nope. For some reason, it doesn't feel right to mention the mysterious woman. Maybe because she knows how Edgar worries that she doesn't want him to start. The bartender slides the new drinks towards them. Then they clink their glasses. 20 years of this hellish profession. And 20 more. In the end, Edgar has one too many drinks. He leads on Cersei the entire walk back to his flat. She stops when they reach his building. He's never invited her upstairs before, and she doubts it'll be any different tonight. You make it upstairs on your own. Why wouldn't I? He pushes off her and stumbles up the stairs to the entrance. He almost falls over several times, but by some miracle, he manages to reach the door without breaking any bones. See? He hiccups. Perfectly fine. Right. See you tomorrow night. He waves her goodbye. She waves back. Good night. She waits until he's safely inside the building. Chances are low that he'll die on his way up the lift, so Cersei begins to stroll back to her own flat. She walks at a leisurely pace, like the threat of rising sun wouldn't be upon her any moment now. Like her slow pace might delay the inevitable day. That's a little sad. Cersei strips down to her underwear, and her one-bedroom flat has no bed, only a sofa. That's where she lies down. Outside, the sun slowly rises. The world Cersei will never be a part of again wakes up. She stares at the ceiling, trying not to think about the growing resentment she feels every time she has to hide away from the sun. I didn't always hate daytime. When her common sense returned to her after her fangling years, Cersei had found that the day offered endless opportunity of self-improvement. When she read novels, she meditated, she brushed up on her history, learned martial arts, studied different languages, read some more. Slept with all kinds of people, men, women, people who didn't really identify as either. Half the time she didn't even feed on them, she just liked to cuddle in bed afterwards, basking in their heat. When films became a thing, she found herself obsessed with cinema, lived hundreds of different lives through the stories of others. But everything else just soon got dull, hiding herself in the escapism to distract herself from her own thoughts. Lately, she couldn't be bothered to do much of anything anymore. This is all there is to eternity, an endless cycle of wanting and no longer wanting, forever falling in and out of love with once meant the world to you. Oh, what? I'm sleepy? She shuts her eyes. She pretends hard enough. She can almost imagine she's dreaming. Where do her dreams bring her today? Let's go with Braxis. Ugh. Just picturing the self-righteous face of his irritates me. Nope. Not even worth thinking about for a second. Eddie's funny when he's drunk. Though most of their nights might end at the Golden Cat, Edgar rarely drinks enough to get wasted. His love of tobacco might send him into an early grave, but at least alcohol poisoning was a small comfort. What is wrong with... My keyboard keeps disconnecting. Mysterious woman. Who was she? More importantly, what was she? Every person has a distinct aura. Some call it life force, some call it the soul. Whatever you like to call it, everyone has it. Not everyone can detect it, but Cersei's trained enough to ensure that she'll never miss it. The fact that she missed this one, it unsettles her. Unsettles her very much. She continues to dream. She tries her best to fight against her current thought, but somehow they always lead back to him. You already know how this ends. Against her will, Cersei remembers him. Open your eyes. Look into my eyes. See yourself as you truly are. As you were always meant to be. Bro, she looks... I like the art, so good. I'm afraid. For us, fear is a choice. When she opens her eyes and looks into his, she doesn't see herself. She sees him. And only him. Beautiful. He whispers, reverent. I will never make anything as beautiful as you again. But sire, you did not make me. I did. His spindly fingers caress her skin with such tenderness, she foolishly mistakes it for fondness. I delivered you from death. I rendered you invulnerable from the horrors of time. I captured you in the moment you were most beautiful. You would ever be beautiful. Forever. She holds the monster's stare. My eternal companion. Forever. That's her maker. Interesting. She doesn't sit again, but Cersei only steps at her daydream when she hears the balcony door open. She doesn't have to get up to guess who's broken into her flat. She recognizes those steps anywhere. Oh. I better have a good reason for this, Abraxas. Abraxas, what are you doing in my house? I mean, I won't mind it, but, she stands up to glare at him. Her eyes linger on her lack of attire for no longer than what is polite. I apologize for the impromptu visit, but this could not wait. Would it please put on some clothes on? Then, of course, I shall explain my inconvenience. My unconventional entrance. Tease him. Why not remove your own clothes? It seems unfair. Do not be unreasonable. It's not a matter of what is fair or not, but what is appropriate. Well, I won't be putting on mine. This is my home, and I'm comfortable like this. It wouldn't be courteous for me to be here while you are... He gestures awkwardly, refusing to look at her again. Abraxas, please. Unprepared for guests. Exactly why you should move yours. Make it even. I fucking love her. She's so funny. He must know she's messing with him. She could tell from the angry furrow he's falling to hide behind his brows. He slips off his jacket anyways, hanging over the side of the sofa. Satisfied? Her eyes linger on the appreciatively on the way his shirt stretches around his chest. Yep, that's what I was looking at. It's intentional that your shirt always is a size too small for you. If you intend to objectify me, I will be putting my jacket back on. She sighs dramatically. Never any fun, are you? A vamp shouldn't you know any better than to enter a stranger's home without an invitation? We are not strangers. We're not friends either. Acquaintances. Are you seriously trying to negotiate our level of familiarity? He eyes the balcony he just sneaked in through. I didn't mean to cause you any distress, I just had to make sure no one would know I was here. And you felt that creeping through the balcony was the most discreet way to accomplish that? I was not creeping. Really. His eyes sweep down her body again. Clears his throat, pretends to be distracted by the posters lingering on her wall, lining her wall. I believe this is my first time seeing your flat. Do you watch a lot of films? Explain why you broke into my damn flat. Please? Sneaked in. Don't be childish. It's not cute when you were like 200 years old. It's about the case the set was a witness to. Did you release him already? Of course. We had no reason to hold him after the questioning. No reason? I gave you a reason. Yes, and I put in a word with the SCD to look into him sooner than later. They mentioned they haven't received any reports from you, however. Oops. I did not come here to talk about Seth. I need a favor. Will you do it? The request surprises her. She studies his face, waiting for a punchline. Well, will you? I can't believe my ears. The great Abraxas is asking for my help. Really? Do not make me repeat myself. It was difficult enough for the first time. Even if she finds it hard to believe, Abraxas is definitely telling the truth. He barely even relies on his own agents, so for him to come to her, of all people, for help, it means that he needs something bad enough to swallow his pride. I never expected to see the night. She already said I'm not doing it, but why would she in her right mind ever help Abraxas? But that doesn't mean that she's not curious. You're going to have to share more details before I decide. Have you heard of the incident at the Beaumont Museum? In passing, this must never become public knowledge, but the gas leak was cover up coordination by the SSF. Bro, it's always a goddamn gas leak. I've watched so much fucking Vampire Diaries. It's always a gas leak. That's what's funny to me. Wow, who could have ever imagined? Magic triggered the explosion. The burst of energy was so powerful that should our culprit have wished to, they could have destroyed far more than a single wing. At worst, I fear they might be able to burn down half of North Haven. Agents have determined it cannot be a mere accident. This was an intentional attack. I see. Unfortunately, it gets worse. The wing that was destroyed honored several magical artifacts, one of which is now missing. You should be grateful then. You could have stolen all of them. I sent my team to clean up the scene and deal with any witnesses that when we found initials JM spray painted on the wall. Whoever, or whatever this JM is our only lead. Couldn't you have traced the magic from the explosion? Cersei knows for a fact the SSF North Haven branch was very talented in their ranks. She even happened to be at Braxis' second hand. We suspected that it was caused by the artifact itself, which didn't leave any residue from the user behind. Okay, but why do you want me involved? The SSF has regularly collaborated with supernatural police, but that's it. They've never worked with the Thorn investigations. And while Cersei's not opposed to the challenge, she's not a witch hunter. She knows vampires, she knows werewolves, and she knows demons, but messing with the wrong wizard could have deadly consequences. It's common sense not to get involved with their affairs. We're going to launch a full investigation into JM when we were explicitly told by people higher up the ladder to drop the case. Apparently, an outsider is being sent in from somewhere else to continue the investigation. I take it that's unusual. Not necessarily. There have been cases where we've collaborated with external parties, but the keyword is collaborated. Never, in all the time I've worked at SSF, have I been locked out of this case in this manner. Oh, come on, you've lived a long time and know there's first for everything. I know. Still, I'm suspicious of their intentions. I have no real reason to be, no actual evidence, nothing to work but precedent. I cannot shake the feeling that something is wrong. What was the artifact? You said there was an artifact stolen. What exactly was it? If I only knew, I would have told you. I doubt that. I mean it. I know no more beyond the little I've already shared with you. Which is, like, nothing. It was hidden in plain sight inside the Redu Beaumont private collection. We had planned to contact him about it before we were ordered to drop the case, so all we know is that it can make the stuff go boom. Not exactly the words I would use, but essentially yes. Who's to say that power didn't come from the person wielding the artifact? Abraxas firmly shakes his head like he's already ruled that option out. There are wizards and witches capable of things our minds cannot imagine, but it'd be suicide to release a burst of energy that large without assistance. When magic's involved, nothing's impossible. I suppose, but still, it would be too unlikely to be worth considering. So that was the only witness? That was the only witness? The only witness who might have seen anything of note, at least, so he interviewed all the others and we learned nothing. Who might have? I thought. He brought him in for questioning. We did, however, we were told to drop the case before we could ask him anything worthwhile. Once again, the SSF proved embarrassingly incapable. At our finest work, I know. Since when do you care? I thought it wasn't any of your business if the law enforced by your superiors might be unfair to us non-humans. I know what you think of me, Miss Cersei, but I am not your enemy. The SSF do what we must to protect supernaturals from humans and them from us. Sometimes that means occasionally casualties on our side. On our side, he says. Have we ever been on our side? Anyhow, given the things you get up to in your own time, I do not think it should be judging anybody else. I'll judge whoever I want, whenever I want. I don't kill vampires out of some sense of moral superiority. I kill them because it's fun and it pays the bills. Maybe that makes me a bit more of a bitch, but so what? I'm not sanctimonious that I need to pretend my actions are morally justified. Are you really so irredeemable that you only kill the bad ones? Don't paint me as some sort of anti-heroine. All vampires are bad, even you, especially me. Same goes for humans, werewolves, witches, you name it. We're all equally capable of bad and good. That's what it means something. That's why it means something when we choose to do good. Abraxas doesn't look surprised by her speech. He may not know the full extent of what Cersei used to get up to before Northrend, but unlike Edgar, he can surely imagine. This is Cersei on her best behavior, and if you ever have the misfortune of meeting her at her worst, well, good luck. The only target so-called bad ones, I don't need any more trouble with the law than I already have. Also, if someone's willing to pay you to see you dead, not once but twice, you're probably an asshole anyways. Brexit shakes his head. Giving up on adding anything to this conversation, returning to his previous subject. Technically, I'm not betraying the orders. It's not me who's investigating this after all, it's you. And if it happened to feed us information back to them, that's simply how it goes. Loophole of the century. Cersei folds her arm over her chest. I'll help you under one condition. Why are you making that face? You haven't even heard what I was going to say yet. Fine. State your terms. It's quite simple. If you're so desperate for my help, beg for it. No. He moves to leave, but then she blocks his path. Always so uptight. Let me rethink this. Abraxas just stares, waiting. Takes her time, hemming and hawing, simply for the music and keeping him in suspense. Oh, alright. I'll do it. His glare softens, only barely, but enough for her to notice. Thank you. Don't thank me, I'm not doing it for you. It just sounds like a compelling case for more interesting than anything I've worked on lately. Maybe this is both fish her out of her slump, keep her running Thorn investigations for another 20 years. You better pay us, though, and provide a generous tip. Everyone knows that Abraxas sits on a monstrous amount of generational wealth from his previous life. Something she might as well use to her advantage. That can be arranged. Perfect. Now give me a moment to get dressed and I'll get you out of here. There's no need. I have my own way. The balcony again? Absolutely not, Romeo. His eyes shift to the floor. Brows drawing together. He's that conflicted about this? Perhaps it's because he never broken into the rules of that he fears the consequences he should let disobeying orders reassure him. The SSF has no reason to monitor your every move. Even if someone doesn't find out we came here, surely you're quick-witted enough to think of an excuse on the spot. Yes, you're right. There's plenty of reasons why I might come see you. Plenty, you say? Such as? He rolls his eyes, and any previous hints of vulnerability vanished. Never mind that. Get dressed. I do not have all night, neither do you. Just for the attitude, I'll make sure I'll take my sweet time. So she leads Abraxas downstairs so he can leave through the front door like a normal person. In their office, a freshly shaven Edgar made himself comfortable behind the desk. He's mid-bitten on a biscuit when they enter. Take that out of your mouth so we can understand. He swallows. Why is he here? Good to see you too, Thorn. Pleasure's all yours, prick. Edgar's nasty glare softens only with slightly when his eyes shift to Cersei. I repeat, why is he here? Why was he upstairs? And how did he even get in? I've been here over an hour. The door's been shut the entire time. Did he show up during the day? Did you spend all... Before you let your imagination run places I don't even want to imagine, how about you shut up and let me talk? Lie because it's funny. You're right, he did spend all day. Bro. He did what? I didn't. Abraxas looks to Edgar. I didn't. Denying it twice will make you sound totally guilty. But you know isn't true. Why must you always make up such nonsense? As if I've ever believed that. Neither of you could even stand each other for that long. Now tell me the truth. What is he doing here? I'm standing right here, though, and you could simply ask me. Or I could not. Bro, the tension in this room is too much. Abraxas sneers. In that case, I shall leave the explaining to your boss. Edgar lifts his plate. You're going to piss off now, right? Have a biscuit before you go. Fresh from our neighbor. I can't. Oh, that's right. You can't eat. I can, but the taste repulses me, and I cannot properly dish it, meaning I would have to... Rexus pauses. Ah. You're mocking me. Edgar stuffs a cookie in his mouth. Took you long enough. Rexus focuses on Cersei again. Report to me as soon as you find out something. You know where to find me. Yes, sir. Edgar likes to stay after Abraxas leaves. She waits for his patience to wear thin, and it doesn't take long. So, he wants us to look into something. She explains everything to Edgar. Same as her, he is as baffled as that Abraxas would ignore a direct order from his superiors. It doesn't make sense. I know. That's why that's why it's interesting. Some measly initials that weren't much of a big deal, though. JM could be a person, could be an organization, a movement. How would we know? Only one way to find out. Let's split up and check with our contacts around the city and see if they have heard anything. You know which side is yours. Right. Enjoy your biscuit. I'll head up first. She walks up to the window, moments away from transforming when Edgar calls out. Cersei, be careful, please. Worry about yourself, old man. 20 years ago I was a boy. Today I'm an old man. Give it another 10 years and I'll be dust and cobwebs in your eyes. It's a compliment. I like older men. It's not a compliment. You have extremely questionable taste. Don't downplay your sex appeal. Your creaky knees, back issues especially, are so attractive. Enough. Don't you have somewhere to be? Try not to miss me too much. I love their fucking banter. Cersei transforms, circling Edgar once before she flies out the window and into the night. I love them. Thorn investigation has established trusted net of sources around North Haven for the past 2 decades, from small business owners to working girls to the regular everyday people oblivious to the supernatural world. You never know who you might have intel you'll need. But tonight, none of their usuals have anything useful to offer Cersei. No one's heard of the initials before. For her last stop, Cersei catches Nisha away from the Elysium on her smoke break. Rare to see you 2 nights in a row. Don't get used to it. Wouldn't dare to. Nisha takes a long drag of her cig as she blows smoke away from Cersei. How did it go with the Fangling last night? Ugh, she would really prefer to forget the whole thing, but it seems the universe intended not letting her. SSF showed up. Nisha rolls her eyes, getting exactly what happened without Cersei having to explain. Another reason Cersei appreciates her. They share the dislike of law enforcement. Although you'd be hard-pressed to find a supernatural in North Haven who doesn't dislike Abraxas. I'll let you know if Seth ever shows his mug in Elysium again. Since he couldn't pay his fees last night, he's on the shit list. I mean, technically, it was out of his control, but we're not meant to know that, so thanks. But if he knows what's good for him, he's already left the city. I wouldn't underestimate how stupid that idiot can be. Anyways, you're obviously not here to talk about Seth. What's going on? Have you seen the initials JM anywhere before? Nisha shrugs. No? Is it something important? Another dead end. I don't even know if it's a who or a what yet, but if you hear anything, Nisha tips her imaginary hat to Cersei. You'll be the first to know, of course. M'lady. Thanks. Nisha butts out her cig on the nearest wall. If that's all, I should get back inside. At least it doesn't run itself. Lazarus still leaving all the work to you? He pulls his weight. Sometimes. Kick him in the balls for me when you see him next. I quite like this job, so I'll not be doing that, but you have my respect. But you have my respect for your commitment to hating him. It's a lifestyle at this point. Ha! Nisha waves her goodbye, disappearing inside the abandoned building. Cersei sighs and returns to the streets. Let's see if Edgar had any better luck. Edgar, did you get anything? Because I sure as fuck didn't. Lights are on when Cersei enters the office. Edgar must have gotten back first. If you're here already, I guess you didn't find anything worthwhile either. She stops at the doorstep. Oh, you can't be serious. 2 break-ins in one night? Who's here now? Oh, it's the mysterious lady. Edgar's nowhere to see. Standing behind his desk, the mysterious woman from last night. Finally, Cersei can see the woman for what she really is. A witch. That makes a lot of sense, actually. A very powerful one, if she's able to conceal her magic like that. There you are. I've been waiting for you. Her eyes leave the streets outside to meet Cersei's gaze. They stare at each other for a long beat, neither of them willing to break eye contact to begin the conversation. Eventually the woman smiles, impressed for some reason. You is fine, a quality I respect, as long as one does not mistake it as a suitable replacement for competence. As you are doing right now? The woman laughs. You have a sense of humor as well. That's good. When Cersei doesn't move still, the woman pushes away from the wall, standing up straight. She's tall, in the same way the models are. It should be pointless, ridiculous, inappropriate to have appropriate thought to have in this moment. And yet, Cersei can't help but feel that there's something unnatural about how bewitching this woman is before her. Apologies and introductions are in order. Which would you prefer to hear first? You choose. Oh, well, if you insist. My name is Nocturne. I'm not a local, but perhaps my accent gave it away already. What's your accent? I don't know what it is. Amongst the many strange circumstances of the situation, Cersei noticed the subtle French. Oh, she's French! I'm not attempting a French accent. I cannot. No, I'm not even gonna try it. That is not gonna work out for me. I'm so sorry to ambush you like this in your own office, but you're a busy lady and it's not easy to catch you alone. Please do not worry, I do not mean you any harm. Am I expected to just believe that? Apparently so, because Nocturne continues to talk like nothing is out of the ordinary. It really is a pleasure to meet you, Cersei. I've heard terrible things about you and your work, which means you must be good at it. What sort of terrible things have you been told? I'm curious. I do not wish to bore you with senseless details. Perhaps another time. Nocturne smiled, perhaps not. Nonetheless, those senseless details have proved quite useful. They persuaded me to seek out your services to hire you. Cersei narrows her eyes at the witch. You want to hire me? For what exactly? Nocturne doesn't look like she requires any help killing your typical street vamp, so it's definitely not for that. The same thing everyone hires you for. I'm looking for someone. I want you to find them. Right. Unfortunately for you, I'm quite busy at the moment, so I won't be able to take your case. Goodbye. Nocturne's voice is firm. Even as her perfect smile stays painted on. You're already looking for them. Who? Ah. So JM is a person. I presume so. The person that we're pretending to be. The real JM was a brilliant young witch. But who knows when it comes to this imposter. They could be anyone for all we know. How could you know it's an imposter? Why can't it be the real JM? Because she's dead. Nocturne's tone is detached. Cersei can hardly believe this isn't all one big joke. She's dead? Quite dead, yes, I would know. I killed her. She's dead. And you killed her. Murdered, slewed, killed, whatever word you prefer. Assuming that that's even true, why would you admit to that to a complete stranger? I told you, I've done my research, and I know everything I need to know to determine you are capable of this job. If I did not believe you were capable, I would not be here. And I am not a witch who wastes her time on whims. Throughout this conversation, Nocturne's smiles has never fallen. Till now. That was very dramatic. You must understand, it's the most important to me that this person is found. I want the best detective possible on the job, and I believe that to be you. So you will take my case. You will find the imposter and the artifacts they got and their thieving little hands on, and you will bring them both to me. And you will not disappoint. She smiles again. Money is of consequence to me. You will, of course, be well compensated for your efforts. Huh? For once, Cersei was genuinely at a loss for words, but Nocturne does not seem to mind. I'll take your silence as mean you accept. Yes? Sure, I guess? I'm a little concerned. You've reached the end of the demo. No! Thank you for playing the game support. And for more news on Burn the Midnight Oil, check it out our Kickstarter, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. Ugh. I liked it. That was good. Ugh. That's the end of it. Ugh. Good game. Ugh. I like the demo. I can't wait for the full game. I might come back and play Dante's Route. Definitely not right now. My throat is killing me. I need more water next time is what I've learned. And I'm starting to get a headache. But that was a lot of fun. I very much enjoyed this game. I'm very excited to see where it goes. But we got fucking witches, wizards, vampires, werewolves, humans in the mix. I mean, that's a lot of fun. I definitely like that. That was fun. I can't wait to see what happens next. Go check them out. They are really cool. They got a lot of socials. I have them if you want to look at their socials. Can I close the game? There we go. I'm just gonna... You want to check out their socials? You can use the fucking the exclamation fox glove, fox glove. It'll take you to their stuff. It'll show you all their stuff that they have. So, but yeah, that was fun. I really liked that. It was a good demo. I don't think it's meant to come out for a while. They're still in the middle of their Kickstarter, so I'm very excited to see how that goes and how that's gonna go for them. But yeah, you guys should definitely check them out. I very much enjoyed their stuff, so. I think that's where I'm gonna end stream for today. I'm quite tired right now, I'm gonna be honest. But ooh, Cycrum. I haven't not seen Cycrum on here in a long time. Well, I think we're gonna know who we're gonna raid over to. They are playing Pokemon Champions. If I could fucking... Let's go do that, and then we will go over here. Things aren't loading correctly. Oh, we're gonna go raid over the Cycrum. Oh. 'Cause I don't know. 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 'C course. Alright, we're heading over. I hope everyone has a good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you guys are. I love you all. And I will see you all in the next one. Alright. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Drip asked to leave the game. Now lack of grace, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. I don't know why my raid